Hi everyone, Sharon here. Welcome to the channel. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about a couple of world events that I'm sure we're all fully aware of. The new UK lockdown that's just happened today. That's Thursday, the 5th of November 2020. And also the US presidential election that is still going on. We still don't really know what is going to happen, which way is the pendulum going to swing on that one. So I've pulled a few cards and I thought we might just have a little look and see what's going on. Now, obviously, the lockdown has just begun again today. I totally get the fact this is hell for a lot of people. When I look at the collective energy, I just feel sadness, really, that we're kind of doing this to ourselves. You know what I mean? But what we have to realize is that we're doing it to ourselves. So we have all, as a collective consciousness, chosen to be at this time, at this particular time, with everything that's going on. And as hard as that is to try and take in, it's the truth. We have all chosen to be here at this time for one reason or another. So we are here to learn, we are here to live, and we are here to love. Now, I do know that we are getting a lot of help from the spiritual realm. That is friends and loved ones that have passed on, the angelic realm, and also our galactic family as well. So, but we need to take time for us. So what I want to say, or what I've been told to say, is use these next few weeks through this part 2 lockdown in the UK and other areas of the world, if you're going through lockdowns as well. Take time for you, because you are number one. And if we don't do that, if we don't do the self-care, and I'm talking about mental health as well, take time out to meditate, try and eat right. Don't sort of be rushing here, there and everywhere. And I'm talking mentally, as well as physically. Obviously we're in a lockdown. I mean, I've been out the past couple of days. It's in the place where I live, and it's been absolutely manic. And the energy, I think, particularly on Tuesday of this week, was panic mode. Everybody was in panic mode. And I went out again yesterday, and it didn't feel quite as bad. I've been out today, and yes, I've been getting the usual people are crossing the road from me. I'm not sure if you've experienced that or if that's something that you do. Personally, I don't do that to anybody else, but I fully respect people. If they're really that concerned about what's going on, then they're perfectly within their right to do that, aren't they? But I just really wanted to say that we just really need to take this time now. Try and let spirit in. Listen to the messages that they're trying to tell us, because the help is there. All we have to do is open up and listen. Everything that we could always ever want to know is all within. Everything begins within. So that's where the love is, and as within, so without. So how we perceive the world to be, that is how it will be to us as individuals. Okay. So, and I get the fact that there are 1,000,001 tarot readers on YouTube and 1,000,001 psychics, and it doesn't matter. We can all say the same message, but we'll all say it in a completely different way. And that's because every single person on the planet has a different perception of how they hear and see and view the world. And that's wonderful, because, diversity is everything. So with regard to the US presidential election, obviously I'm not going to be a political channel, so I'm not really going to get into it, but I did tune into the energy of Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump as well, to try and get an answer. I kind of got an answer, but then it sort of changed its mind. It was almost as if it's like the jury's still out, I think. So I the cards that I've pulled, I think speak for themselves. So I'm not going to say too much on them. I want you to use your own initiative and your own intuition, because that's what I want to try and encourage everybody to do, because our own personal intuition it's never wrong. It's always there. It's like the guiding light or the guardian angel that sits on our left shoulder, you know, or your right shoulder, whichever, it doesn't matter. So the question that I asked from this particular oracle deck was, can you give me a sign of the surrounding energy surrounding the US presidential election? So I haven't asked specifically who's going to win, because an oracle card can't really tell you that. It's very difficult, near impossible, to actually predict the future. So, and the reason for that is because we all have a choice. So, and the future is never, ever written in stone. What I will say, or what I'm being told to say, is whoever gets in, it doesn't matter. So I think obviously there's going to be disappointment, there's going to be upset for whichever side. I'm neither one nor the other. As I said, I'm British, I live in the UK, so but I fully understand that it's been a difficult decision to make. What I've just heard as well is that you've all done your bit. You've been amazing, and just try and sit back now and breathe through it. It's going to be fine. Whoever gets in is meant to get in, okay? And I'm talking on a higher spiritual level, that they're meant to get in. And I also feel that a higher power has got a hand in this. So try and sit back, try and breathe through it, and all will be well. Okay, so this was the first card that came out when I asked for the collective energy surrounding the US presidential election. Here we go. And this card says, the signs are with you already. So I think really that everybody's kind of got an inkling as to what's going to happen. This card is saying the signs are with you already. So let's start taking note of the signs, you know, let's start opening up a bit more and noticing the signs, okay? The next card that came out was this one. Now, I'm not really going to say too much about this card. You can make of it what you will. As I said, some of you might think, what the hell? Others might burst out laughing. Grumpy Red Fairy. Now, obviously, Mr. Trump stands for the red side, and let's put it that way, let's put it simply. Mr. Biden stands for the blue side. So make of that card what you will, okay? What I do feel is that if it swings in Mr. Biden's favour, then Mr. Trump will not go down without fight. I can tell you that. I do pick that energy up, definitely. This was the final card that came out, and it does say, time for change. Okay, so as I said, I'm not going to give you too much about those cards, because I want you really to use your intuition. Because as I said, that is never wrong. Let's just see and wait, you know, wait and see what happens. At the end of the day, as I said, whoever gets in, it's meant to be. Okay, it's kind of been written, you know. So we'll see. I have pulled a few more cards for the collective energy. This was the first card that came out. So this to me really signifies that we're kind of at a crossroads, and we are really. It's quite a lot of people don't really know which way to go, which way to turn, what to do, what to think, because at the moment, particularly with lockdowns and, you know, things like that that's happening in the world, it's very difficult, because we're kind of being told what we should do and what we shouldn't do, you know, who we can see, who we can't, we should wear a mask, this, that and the other. What I would say to everybody is try and take a step out of the situation. Try and take yourself out of the situation and try and see things from a higher perspective. Try and see, well, okay, so if I've been told to wear a mask and not see my friends and family for a few weeks, what does that mean for me? So try and see it from a higher perspective. This was the next card that came out. What was I talking about? That we need to take care of number one. Okay, we need to realize that we are worthy of everything that's good, because once we start opening up to spirit and allowing the goodness in and surrendering, that's when the hands of love really open up. You know, and when we look at these politicians, whether it be the Prime Minister in the UK, Boris Johnson, you know, or President Trump or Mr. Biden, what we have to realize as well, that we are one, we are all one consciousness. So when we look at them, we look at ourselves. So if you're going around kind of hating on everybody, hating this person and that person, you know, for what they stand for, what they believe in, something they've said, or even something they're wearing, or how they've got the hair, whatever, try and turn the mirror back on yourself and have a look and see what healing that you need to go through to heal that aspect of yourself. Okay, this was the third card that came out. So this really says to me that along this journey there is going to be some grief. We have also, obviously, green is for the heart chakra as well. We have got a lot of healing to do. It is going to be okay, but I'm not going to sit here and, you know, try and make out it's all sunshine and rainbows, because it actually isn't. It's, you know, life is bloody hard work, really hard work, and I totally get it. I totally do. You know, I've been there, done it, got the t-shirt with depression, anxiety, this, that, and the other. So I really get it. I really do. And more often than not, it takes me a lot to even get out of bed in the morning, you know, most days. And I'm not saying that's just through tiredness. I'm saying that's because half the time I just can't face the energy of the collective consciousness, because it's all over the place. And when I look at humanity itself, I just see sadness, really. It just makes me sad that that we're having to go through this, you know, to evolve the soul, you know, and whatever happens is going to happen. Okay. But as I said, first and foremost, we need to look after number one. We must do that. Try and see all situations as from the higher perspective, and try and see it from a different angle, and take the opportunity, no matter what goes on in your life, always try and take the opportunity to recognize what healing that we need. Okay. So anyway, I think that's all I've got for today. I wish you lots of love and lots of healing, and I will see you very, 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 very soon. Take care. Bye.